In the scooter world, there are some names which are like social media influencers. Plenty of hype, plenty of flash, but no real substance. In fact, they're the ones who are still somehow always trending. Then there are guys like the Hero Destini 125 who show up on work on time, go about their job brilliantly well, but are never trending on Instagram. It's like the scooter equivalent of मैं अपने काम से काम रखता हूँ. So today we're going to give this hero its due. And while the influencers are busy flexing, the Hero Destini 125 is just going about its work brilliantly well. But is it winning? Well, we're about to find out. Now, talking about the design, scooters are classified into three segments as of now. You have the family scooters like the Honda Activa or the TVS Jupiter, and then you have the sportier scooters, which is the TVS Ntorq and the Honda Dio. And then, of course, you have the maxi scooters like the Yamaha Aerox and the Hero Zoom 160. Now, the Hero Destini 125, it's a proper family scooter. And as a result, it needs to tread a very fine line between a radical and conventional styling, which I think it does. Now let's talk about the front. As you can see, you've got a very nicely designed headlight. You get those nice DRLs on either ends, and the headlight as well is a projector LED, which I think illuminates the road also very well, and at the same time it looks very cool. You can also switch between DRLs or the headlight, which again is not an option on many scooters. Further at the front, you get these nice chrome elements, the dark chrome gold elements, and the indicators sit nice and flush inside the front panel, and finishing it off is that nice beaky front end. I think overall in the front, the Destini 125 is one of the best looking scooters. What do you think of the design at the front? Do let us know in the comments below. Now let's check out the sides. Now talking about the sides, the Destini 125 gets a nice proportional silhouette, and that's due to the 12-inch wheels at either ends. And of course, giving it more balance at the rear is this backrest. Now let's take a look at the rear. Now it's the rear where Heroes try to make things a little more interesting, and as a result of which, it's a little subjective. You get this double-decker design at the back, which almost seems like Chris Bangle has had a part to play here basically. So you get the indicators here at the top, while you get a Vida-like tail lamp at the bottom. Now it looks a little different. Whether it looks good or bad, I think you can let us know in the comments below. Now let's talk about the seating and the ergonomics, because they play a very important role in a scooter. A scooter is primarily used for long commutes, and it needs to be extremely comfortable. Now talking about the rider triangle here, as you can see, it's got a very good rider triangle. The handlebar is upright, nice and tall, and even when you turn, it doesn't foul with your knees like it does in some of the other scooters. The floorboard is also pretty low, which means the rider triangle is nice and upright, and it gives you a very comfortable seating position no matter how long you ride it. Now the rider triangle apart, let's talk about the seat. Now the seat itself, it's 770 seat height, which we think is a little bit on the taller side. That might be a bit of a problem for short riders or ladies, and that's because of the 12-inch wheels at both the ends and also the extra padded seats. Now talking further about the seat, it's a very long seat. It's about 785 which means two people can sit on it comfortably with room to spare. Ergonomics are sorted. All the buttons are easily within reach. The seat opening, fuel cap opening at the rear, all circle around the ignition, which is great. A point to note is that the fuel cap is spring-loaded, which is a nice touch. Rear view mirrors are also large and offer very good visibility. Now talking about the storage, you get a nice deep pocket in the front and also a USB charger above it. I did ride around quite a bit with the phone charging in the front pocket, and let me tell you, it's completely safe and there is no way that the phone can pop out while riding. Then you get the underseat storage, which we think is a little lacking. It's deep, but then it's not large enough and will only accommodate one helmet and not much more. Compared to the competition, Hero could have done better. Another place where we think Hero could have done better is the floorboard space. It feels a little less compared to the competition. Now let's take a look at the build quality and the features, starting with the build quality. If you notice the plastic panels, they aren't black but brown. Now, this can either look cheap or really good, and thankfully, it's the latter. The buttons and the switchgear have a nice tactile feel, and it's only the rubberized buttons on the instrument console that are a little fidgety. Another thing that could be better are the white markings on the buttons and the switches, which look like they'll fade off pretty soon. Talking about the features, the Destiny 125 gets a digital instrument panel which works great normally, but under direct sunlight, it could be a bit of a problem. You get Bluetooth connectivity, turn by turn navigation, auto cancel blinkers, illuminated start switch, and an underseat light. What's missing? Well, we would have liked a color TFT console and a parking brake lever too. Now let's talk about the engine and the performance. Now the Destiny 125, it's powered by a 124.6cc engine that makes 9 bhp and 10.4 newton meters of torque. Now while the power figure, that's more than the Activa 125, the Jupiter 125 and the Access 125, the torque figure, it's more or less the same as the competition. What stands out immediately is the refinement. The 125cc unit is smooth and ticks over nicely at idle. Even on the go, it's no different. Refinement remains constant all through the rev range, and it's only when you're doing over 90 kilometers per hour that you can hear the engine protest. The Destiny also does not need too much throttle inputs. A marginal twist is enough to get up to commuting speeds, and the Destiny feels effortless at 60 kilometers per hour with enough power in reserve for those quick overtakes. Even with a pillion, performance is never left wanting. Whether it's uphill climbs or quick overtakes, the Destiny 125 has more than enough performance. Of course, it's not a sporty scooter, so the performance is linear and relaxed, which is how it should be for a family scooter. Talking about fuel efficiency, we did a proper test, and the Destiny 125 managed to surprise us here as well. With minimal throttle inputs needed and the start-stop i3S system enabled, we managed a fantastic figure of 57 kilometers per liter, which is almost what Hero claims. Now let's talk about the ride and handling. Now, since this is a family scooter in the end, we think it should have a very neutral handling and of course a very comfortable ride quality to handle the horrible commutes on Mumbai's horrible roads. So does it? Absolutely. The Destiny 125 gets telescopic front forks and a single coil spring at the rear. While the setup is conventional, what is not is the suspension tuning. Hero has by far got the most comfortable suspension setup amongst all the 125s, and I'm not exaggerating. It rides over bumps and undulations with supreme authority, and the bumps on which I have to slow down considerably on my old Activa, the Destiny just flies over them. The 12-inch wheels along with the sorted suspension setup means the Destiny is just ideal for commutes in horrible road conditions. The handling is right up there too. It turns in easy, feels stable under cornering, and gives plenty of confidence. What adds further to the riding experience are the brakes. The 703mm front disc works well. While the brake lever was a little hard at first, it felt much better after the first service. The rear drum though leaves a lot to be desired. It's spongy and has absolutely no feel, and that's if ever you feel the need to use them. Now, I mentioned before about the Destiny 125 being a family scooter, which means not just men but women of the house will use it too. So how does the Destiny 125 fare with the ladies? Let's take a look.
Destini 125, it's very lightweight and I can use it for my daily routine. As a woman, it fits my needs perfectly.
Before we conclude, let's talk about the price. Now, the Hero Destini 125, this top of the line ZX Plus variant, it's priced at 91,400 bucks, which actually undercuts the competition. It's not by much, but it still does, which makes it very good value. So if you want something to show off, I think there are plenty of scooters that offer a lot of flash, and you have a lot of options for those. But if you want something that works in real life, that's dependable, that's efficient, that's reliable, that's comfortable, we think the Hero Destiny 125 makes for a very smart choice. So go take a test ride and see if this underrated one is the right one.